You know, a lot of people are worried about our youth. I'm not, because I have a person here with me today that's going to say, hey, I'm going to save you all. Today on The Bernie Hayes Show. And welcome back. My guest is C Sharp, Cedric Redmon, and he's a candidate for the 6th Ward automatic seat in the city of St. Louis. C Sharp, welcome.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
How you feeling?
I feel great. I'm just good to be alive.
Yes, it is. Every day above dirt.
C Sharp.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Cedric Redmon was it?
That's what my mother named me.
How'd you get? Like on piano keys, right? C.
In high school, I was singing. Mm-hmm. I sang a lot. I was in choir, and I participated in a lot of festivals.
Hazelwood East?
Yes,
yeah, okay.
Hazelwood East.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Spartans, class of 04.
Okay.
So dating myself a little bit, but yeah, I sang, mm-hmm. And C Sharp was just something that kind of stuck with me. I took my first letter of my name and associated it with some music, and I felt like I would have been teaching somebody something at the same time.
Okay. Now, you consider yourself an ambassador to the youth.
Yes, I do.
Tell me about that.
Well, the youth ambassador is a unique role. It's an opportunity to work with nonprofits, legislators, organizers, different city entities on how to bridge gaps,
sure.
on how to start promoting and getting the message across to the youth. Sometimes image is everything. And it's all about how it looks and how it's presented. So I've just used myself as a liaison, if you will, to get youth involved in politics, to get them involved in civic responsibility.
I understand the Better Family Life also gave you a wonderful award.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, I got a shout out to them because they
James Clark is a dear friend. He's here all the time with me.
He gave me an idea to do a song behind the Put Down the Pistol movement that we were doing maybe a couple years ago.
Sure, I remember that.
And I took the idea, ran with it. And when you talk about performing in churches, performing in parks, vigils, performing in schools, having a positive urban message, that's pretty much what that's been for me. And I won Artist of the Year and I won Song of the Year with that record, and it's been a blessing.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Any future recordings in store?
The latest thing I've done was a record called Show Me State of Mind.
Okay.
Show Me State of Mind was just, my feelings and, my experiences living in the city of St. Louis. And that was the last thing I did. It was a rendition of Empire State of Mind, the Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. But as far as original music, I've kind of put that on the back burner and focused more on civic engagement and responsibility.
You've really impressed me. In fact, at the Coming Together, Ollie Stewart's Coming Together, that's where I first met you last year. And you really impressed me very much. I was glad to see that you're going to take up public service.
Yes, sir.
And that you are out here trying to combat this negative thing that's in our neighborhoods, especially the killing and so forth. C Sharp, why did you choose public service? Or why do you want to be a public servant?
I chose public service, man, because it's in my blood. You have to realize, my mother was a police officer for 27 years.
Really?
My father served the country in the United States Army. He retired as a lieutenant colonel.
Okay.
So, I'm just one of those guys who know how to help, and I always have that extra hand. And I'm pretty self-sufficient, so, but I know I'm humble enough to say, hey, I don't know, or hey, I need help, or, And public service is, to me, it's you got to be creative. Yeah. You got to be creative with the way you engage people because you can lose them. You can lose them quickly. So how do you keep people interested in voting? How do you keep people interested in coming to neighborhood meetings and coming outside when the reputation for the neighborhood is disruptive? Sure. Right. So that's why I'm interested in public service. I want to make a difference for folks.
Great. What message do you have? People says our youth is out of hand. But what message are you giving to the youth themselves, especially young black men killing black men, young black people killing black people, but also to the parents? Well, what message do you have to them?
Well, to the parents, being a parent myself, the best thing that I can tell a parent is listen to your child. Listen to them. We don't always know what they see on a day-to-day basis and what they're going through as far as bullying or maybe depression, something like anxiety. And, parents have to be a little bit more just compassionate, with their kids, and especially with the social media era. And, their faces and names and stuff like that is getting out there a lot quicker. And, so for parents, I would just say, hey, be compassionate, be receptive. But then again, be disciplinary as well, Make sure your child has structure and they have, some type of order, in their life.
Okay. How did you escape that, man?
How did I escape what?
Being a gangbanger, being on the negative side, being a killer.
Man, to be honest with you, I was never any one of those.
Okay.
If anything, I was more observant.
Sure.
I was the kid that kind of sat back and let everything kind of come to me. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I've had friends. I've dealt with those type of situations, but I always had the power of discernment, brother. I was raised in church. I was raised by a praying grandmother, and so on and so forth. So, and I was taught the difference between right and wrong.
That's great.
So, I think that's why I made it.
So, how much did faith play a part in your survival? And it seems terrible to say survival, for Black African American men. Black men, African Americans, and Negroes, colored, whatever they want to call us now. But it's a shame that we're going to say how he must survive, because it should be just you're born, you grow up, you become a man. Yeah. But now it's a rarity. People are out there killing each other, stepping in, disrespecting, and so forth. And you escape that because of your family background. Yeah. So what are you saying to the youth out there now?
Well, you had asked me about faith.
Sure.
And faith is important to me. Mm-hmm. Faith is the foresight and seeing yourself doing more than what you were ever projected to be. Mm-hmm. And I've always seen myself doing that. I've never put a limit or some type of capsule, over my possibilities. So, faith, even when I don't have it, I know it's coming. Okay. Mm-hmm. And as far as the other question that you had, I would just say, survival, that's where the phrase survival of the fittest comes from. Mm-hmm. You've got to be educated. You've got to be disciplined. You've got to have some type of goal. If you ain't got no goals, brother, you it's like going down a street that's leading to a dead end, And
I see that you're your own man. Most people say, well, he's running for Alderman for the 6th Ward. Why isn't he in a suit and tie?
Well, I don't know. You always got to be yourself.
That's what I'm saying.
I have to be myself.
Sure.
People would know, especially with me and my hip hop background.
It's the message that you're giving, right?
Well, that too. But with me and my hip hop background, mm-hmm. people would know if I was changing up.
Sure.
People would know if I was changing up. So I'm not too concerned about how people think about my appearance or anything like that.
So it's your positions on the issues, I assume.
Yes.
That's important to you.
Yes.
This is great, man.
Yeah, I definitely got opinions on the issues. I'm abreast. I'm learning continuously, mm-hmm. About about the history, number one, how we got here. And then learning about, where we can go from here.
That's great. What message would you tell the people right now? Why should they vote for you?
Well, they should vote for me because I'm definitely going to bring a brand new energy to the 6th Ward. Mm-hmm. My creative background is what's going to allow me to bring people together.
Okay.
I work well with police officers. I work well with firefighters, city entities, so I think that I can bridge a lot of gaps for people that may either be disconnected or disenfranchised from the government, mm-hmm. and also bring a less intimidating image, a less intimidating factor. Like, hey, he's like me. He's like me. And, the 6th Ward, they have a lot of people that they're pretty self-sufficient. They make between $40,000 to $60,000 a year. They can afford to buy a home. They have property or businesses or something like that. So what they really need is just somebody with some energy and some enthusiasm behind getting their services to them and getting the job done.
Where are the boundaries of the 6th Ward?
Oh, man, I go as far...
Roughly,
Okay, I go as far north as Washington and Jefferson. Okay. I go as far west as Market and Compton. I go as far south as Gravois and Compton. Okay. And as far east as 14th and Shodo. Okay, so
that's why you want Harris Stowe State University, because
Harris Stowe right here.
They're
right
part
here.
of you. Okay. You saw that mug. That's a Harris Stowe State University mug that we have on the table here. Also, here's a Bernie Hayes mug. I just really hope that you,
Hopefully I can get that autographed and I can
without
take
a
that
doubt,
with me.
and this book here too. They're companion pieces. And why let me talk about it? Let's let Reverend Larry Rice let you know how you can get one.
For many years, Bernie Hayes has been on the front lines leading the charge for social justice. It's been a great privilege of mine to get to know Bernie personally, and I want us, in celebration of all that Bernie has done, to share with you one of these very special Bernie Hayes mugs and a copy of a book, Through the Fires, which tells you about the battle for social justice at 1411 Locust, where gentrifiers came into the neighborhood and literally shut down the church at the New Life Evangelistic Center at 1411 Locust Street because they didn't want those kind of people in the neighborhood. Direct bigotry. Now, if you'll request this mug and share a gift of $25 or more, we'll send you this book, 328 pages that go into great detail on all the manipulating behind the scenes and on the scenes that took place in order for the city of St. Louis to consider it a nuisance because there were hurting and homeless people in the neighborhood. We would love to see a beloved community that when development takes place in a community, instead of the poor and the elderly and the homeless being pushed out, it's a beloved community that welcomes people from all over, regardless of their racial background or who they might be. They're people made in the image of God. Bernie Hayes has fought for that for years. And now we're teaming up with Bernie in a very special and powerful way. If you'll just call in R421302, or you can send your special gift and just say, please send me the Bernie Hayes mug. We will include in that Through the Fire, historical book that I've written on how the St. Louis gentrifiers tried to destroy a church because of its homeless congregations. You know, there's a common saying that if your neighbor's house on fire, yours in danger also. The bigotry, the hypocrisy in the city of St. Louis affects all of us. I thank God for Bernie, who has continued to point it out and root it out. Now we're teaming up with Bernie. When you request the Bernie Hayes mug and share a gift of $25 or more to New Life Evangelistic Center, I'll include my book, Through the Fire. We'd love to hear from you. Share now, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri.
And welcome back. My guest is C. Sharp, Cedric Compton. Oh, I'm sorry, Cedric Redmon.
Hey, I'll take that too.
But Compton is in your district there,
Yes, it is.
Compton and Market Street. But we're here. You know, and I met Cedric down at in the Muni with Ollie Stewart's bringing it together again. But also I remember him now that he did come down to help New Life Evangelistic Center raise funds and save the shelter downtown, 1411 Locust Street. And you did that song that you did for Better Family Life that you won the award for.
Yeah.
Wow, I'd like to see just a part of it, okay?
Oh, that's what's up, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Here we go.
Yo, what's up? My name is C. Sharp. I'm Hip Hop Artist of the Year. I'm here with my homeboy Timothy McGipsy. And, you know, we finna rock out for y'all. We got the Song of the Year 2014 called Put Down the Pistol. So I made this song because, you know, we're dealing with an epidemic in our city that is plaguing so many people, and I felt like people weren't being represented right. People were not being heard, so I had to take my talent and make something that I felt like could relate to people. And I thank the city for accepting it. I thank the city for hearing me out. So this one's for y'all. Yo, too many mothers crying, too many brothers dying. It's a crazy world we living in, and I ain't lying. We separated, made it to where we taking sides. Beef get escalated to pistol play, now we taking lives. Let's stop the killing, homie, I'm just saying no. Killing our brothers was not a part of the plan, yo. Carrying your pistols would never make you a man, no. 5 shots almost took my homie Dan, no. So young world, can you hear me now? Keep your heads up, but put these pistols down. Let's put these pistols down. Put these pistols down. Put these pistols down. Let's put them down. We need a change. We need it now. And we can do it if we put these pistols down. Put these pistols down. Put these pistols down. Put these pistols down. Let's put them down. We need a change. We need it now. And we can do it if we put these pistols down. Put these pistols down. Put these pistols down. Put these pistols down. Let's put them down.
And welcome back. That was C Sharp, and that's the song that he won this wonderful award for Through Better Family Life. And we were downtown, 1411 Locust Street, downtown St. Louis, Missouri. We're now at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. C Sharp, things have changed, haven't they?
Yeah.
And you've changed.
I have.
Yes, sir. To be aspiring to run for the alderman for the 6th Ward takes a lot of courage.
It does.
It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of faith.
It does.
So how are you willing to put all that into this run?
I definitely do. You know, we're at a point right now to where St. Louis is pivoting.
Okay.
And if you're not changing with it, you're going to get ran over.
Okay.
And, obviously, we all know that there's no African-American alderman that sits south of Delmar, let alone any millennial.
Sure.
So I just feel like with the things that I've been able to achieve in the city, with the reputation I've been able to build, that I have the best shot as a millennial to win a prestigious award like that. With downtown West and such a diversity and such a rising housing market. I believe I have the tools and the credential and stuff to keep that going and to make it go higher.
How are you reaching other millennials and even the constituency at large to show them the importance of voting and to come out to vote?
I think the best way to do it is by example. Okay. I think, you make sure that you're always talking about voting when the time comes, to make sure you're at least sharing information about the candidates, or you're sharing information about the propositions, and you make sure that you let people know that you participated and you voted. Because, we're kind of look at the box generation. We don't read the directions. So if we look at the box and we can figure out how to put it together, then, you got people that apply themselves. So it's just, to me, it's all about example.
You must care, because you could have had a very productive committee, a future as a rap artist. Yeah. And I assume perhaps you may even pursue that even further. But right now you're interested in public service. And so what visions do you have for the 6th Ward after you win?
The vision that I have for the 6th Ward is to make that place the most recognizable and the best reputation place to move and to live in the city of St. Louis. I want to develop a comprehensive neighborhood cohesion plan. I would like to find ways to help stabilize each neighborhood. When you cross my boundaries, you know that you're in the 6th Ward, just like you're in Central West End, just like you're in downtown. And to bring festivals and to bring things to that part of town that helps celebrate the cultures that's moved in. It's a very internationally populated place. And, we don't see German flags or Czechoslovakian flags or Bosnian flags or anything like that, Irish flags, right? To where, people can see a sense of nationality, right? Sure. So, I just want the 6th Ward to be home for everybody.
This is not symbolic. This is real, right?
This is real. This is real.
Okay. What message are you giving to the voters to come out and support you? What are you saying to them?
Put your money where your mouth is. If you said you wanted change, you're looking at it.
Okay.
If you said you wanted something different, you're looking at it. And, I'm young enough to where, let's say this. I'm old enough to know what I'm doing, and I'm young enough to still do it.
Okay.
So, I'm interested. And with the senior population that's there, I want to learn as much as they possibly can. Tell me about how that place used to be, the environment that it used to have. I want to learn as much as I can from my seniors, so then that way I can take the next 30, 40 years and be that fountain of information for that next millennial that comes through.
This is very interesting because of your age, as young as you are, interested in the senior population.
Yeah.
And also you're reaching those your millennials too, which is good. How do you mix that? How do you form that mix?
Well, you've got to use your brain, with the seniors. They want to know how you think. They're not too impressed with how you look. Everybody's been pretty at a point in time, but they want to know what's your education, what's your goals. They challenge you in a different way compared to the millennials. They just kind of go with it. And if it's hot, it's hot. If it's cold, it's cold. But I love the mixture. It balances me out. I love having the wisdom of a senior, but the body of a young man.
You wouldn't address the seniors the same way as you would address millennials. What message do you have for the seniors themselves?
The message that I have for the seniors is that, ultimately you're the future of the city of St. Louis. You are.
The future. The seniors are.
Yes, they are, because they're the voters. And if they wanted to see the city, or at least the ward, grow, then they've got to put somebody in position that has the ability and the energy to do that. Unfortunately, millennials are not registered to vote the way that we should be in the number to represent ourselves. So you have to be able to be universal or at least diverse, right? To where you're going to care for seniors and continue to provide services and provide, advocate for health care on the state level and be around, be present, show up to churches, show up to funerals.
Sure.
Tell
me how they can reach you.
They can reach me at Redmon for 6th Ward at gmail.com.
Redmon for 6th Ward.
Yep, you can reach me on Facebook at C#Redmon.
C-Redmon.
Yeah.
And what about YouTube? You also got
YouTube at C2DA Sharp.
Okay.
C to the Sharp.
C to the Sharp.
Yeah.
And email once again.
At Redmon for 6th Ward at gmail.com.
Say a little bit slower because we have some seniors too.
Redmon, REDMON, 4, FOR, 6th, the number 6, TH, Ward, WARD, at gmail.com.
That's great.
Send me your questions, your comments, concerns, and I would love your support.
Okay, and I assume when we come back that you'll also need volunteers, right? We'll talk about that when we come back.
All right.
C. Sharp is my guest, and he's a candidate for the 6th Ward seat, the automatic seat in the city of St. Louis, and he has so much more to tell you, as so do we. We'll be right back with C. Sharp after this.
Now you can take NLEC TV anywhere as you put the NLEC TV app on your iPhone or mobile device. NLEC TV is an innovative TV station that's on the cutting edge of community service. When you tune in to NLEC TV, you'll discover a television station that has been operated by previously homeless individuals who've received broadcast training through New Life Evangelistic Center's unique on-the-job training program. On NLEC TV, you'll discover wholesome family, community, renewable energy, and inspirational programming. Those needing energy assistance, food, clothing, or freedom from the cycle of homelessness will find that plus much more on NLEC TV. Now, you can receive NLEC TV by going to 24.2 on your television set or putting the NLEC TV app on your iPhone or mobile device. For further information, call 314-436-2424 or go to NLECSTL.org. That's NLECSTL.org.
We'll be returning to our guests after this Black History moment. Today's guest is Paul Laurence Dunbar, writer born in Dayton, Ohio, to former slaves. He was the only African American in the Central High School class of 1890. At Central High, Paul edited the school newspaper and was a member of the literary and debate societies. Future aviator Orville Wright was a member of Paul's high school class, but he did not graduate. And Paul hoped to attend college or secure a job in journalism upon graduating from high school, but he did not have enough money for additional education, and job projects for, prospects for young African-American men were pretty slim in Dayton. Paul, who wrote novels, play, and song lyrics in addition to poetry, lived the last 3 years of his life with his mother. His poetry influenced Harlem Renaissance writers James Weldon Johnson, Langston Hughes, and Claude McKay during the 1920s, and continues to influence contemporary American literature today. He died on February the 9th, 1906. Paul Laurence Dunbar.
You can help New Life Evangelistic Center break the cycle of homelessness by providing monies for Metrolink tickets. It's absolutely essential at this time. New Life Evangelistic Center is providing hundreds of Metrolink tickets every week to homeless people so they can get to their jobs, so they can get to their doctor appointments, so they can find a place to sleep at nights. Will you please share your much-needed tax-deductible gift with the New Life Evangelistic Center? Every $30 you provide enables New Life to get 10 of the Metrolink tickets. And you can send those gifts now to the New Life Evangelistic Center at P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166. These individuals are having to walk so far at this moment, and a Metrolink ticket means so very much. And not only does New Life Evangelistic Center desire to provide for the homeless throughout the greater St. Louis area, but also throughout the Springfield community. Your gifts are very much needed at this time. It's New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166. Thank you for praying, caring, and sharing at this moment.
Welcome back. My guest is C. Sharp, Cedric Redmon. He's the automatic candidate for the 6th Ward, City of St. Louis, Missouri. Cedric, what's the importance of voting? Well, what's the importance of being heard for every election, for registering to vote and getting out that vote?
Well, I mean, it definitely gives you a sense of pride and a sense of responsibility. But, you know, I know voting locally, it's so much more just tremendous to vote locally, you know, because, I mean, the city of St. Louis is really ran on the votes of the people that live in it.
Sure.
So, you know, when people understand that, hey, you know, if we vote in a high number, then, you know, we'll be able to get the attention of the city officials and the city leaders that we need to get our services pushed this way. And when Congress members and stuff like that run, and senators and state secretaries and even federal positions run, they have to come through our neighborhood because they know that we vote at a tremendous rate, you know. So it's important to show up, and I want people to know that you know, voting is the only way we're going to get something done.
Now's the time to register, especially for your vote, for
Yeah.
the vote that you, and because voter suppression is real.
Yeah.
They're trying to kick a lot of folks off the rolls, and I think it's very important for you to let them know how important that it is. I wanted to ask you again, but we don't have that much time left, but you have a message for the seniors, message for millennials, and a message for the electorate at large. Tell us about your messages. Tell us what you want everybody to know.
What I want everybody to know is that it's time to believe in the unbelievable. All right.
Okay.
The things that you thought couldn't be done, we got to make a plan to get that done.
Okay.
Okay. And you know, all it takes is a little bit of me and a little bit of you and our plan, and we'll be just fine. And my message is like, it's just time. It's time to change.
Okay.
It's time to make a difference. And I'm willing to dedicate every day, every minute, every hour that I have left to making that happen for the 6th Ward of the city of St. Louis.
Do your peers, those of your age group and rappers and so forth, are they trying to get anybody to discourage you? Anyone try to say, oh man, you can't do that? Do you ever hear that message?
I have. I've actually been approached with the proposition of jumping out already.
Really?
Yeah, so, you know, it's my first taste of real politics.
Yeah.
But, you know, we got to be stronger than that. And I know what I'm here for. And, you know, if you're going to beat me, you won't beat me laying down.
Okay. What messages? First of all, let's know how to reach you again.
All right. Well, you can reach me at Redmon for 6th Ward.
Okay, Redmon for 6th Ward
At gmail.com.
at gmail.com and
YouTube
at
C, the number 2, D-A Sharp. Check out all the videos and interviews I got there.
Okay.
And on Facebook, you can check out my whole repertoire on C#Redmon.
C#Redmon. Okay.
Yep.
Are you looking for volunteers?
I am. I'm gonna be looking for volunteers to come out and support me on this on this campaign. I want people to know that C# is the type of person that's going to get people out of the house, and he's going to get them engaged and going door to door. I would love to see a mixture of seniors. I would love to see a mixture of young people and maybe even kids, you know, 12, 13, who can't even vote, but they need to understand what it takes to do the legwork and what it takes to really get a message out there. So I think I'm going to probably have the most comprehensive, you know, support group, you know.
When is the election and when is the last day for registration?
Last day of registration is February 13th,
Okay.
2019. The primary date is March the 5th, 2019.
Okay.
And I'll see y'all then.
Once again, give those dates again. Give the dates again.
The last day
They got to, but you must let them, they must register by.
The last day to register to vote is February 13th,
Okay.
2019.
All right.
And the day that I need y'all to show up is March 5th, 2019.
That's the day of the election.
That's the day of the election.
And you're running for the 6th Ward Alderman.
6th
seat.
Ward.
That's right.
That's right.
Once again, your name?
C#Redmon.
Now, how will you appear on the ballot?
Well, I can't put C#, so it'll appear as Cedric Redmon.
Okay,
It'll appear as Cedric.
Cedric Redmon.
Yes. It will appear
C#,
as
thank you for
Cedric
coming,
Redmon.
man.
Thank you.
And the best of luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for all that you do for us
I
and the
appreciate
community. Okay. And I want to thank each and every one of you for viewing us again, too. And we want you to continue to support the New Life Evangelistic Center. For nearly 50 years, Reverend Larry Rice has been here for those in need, and we're still here in need for you. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day.